Hello everyone and welcome to the Silverflow show. My name is Silverflow and today we are having a booster story, which means we're gonna take one of these boosters here, open it and use the card to continue the story that we have started along the three last sessions. So what happened in the past? In the past, our group of characters, which are Barrowin, Ember, Karuk, and Zalnad, have gone to the Hill of the Lost Souls and found out that a beholder had taken his quarters there and that was the reason why the people of Zalnad had to leave the area. So in an attempt to get the area clean for his people to come back, they started to search around and found out that not only was a beholder behind all that, but that he probably also was using a Xorn and a Demogorgon to instill his power all over the place. So they started to fight and did get rid of the Xorn. And in the last session, they find a way down into the lair of the Demogorgon, but not after having a big fight with a big goblin clan. So, what do they have today in this dungeon is interesting. I have, as always, no clue what the cards could be in there. And as always, there's always a beautiful full art card, which is not usable in Magic, but the so-called art series, they look good. That's the art of Contact Other Plane by Alex Branwin, which is quite nice, to be honest. All right, we have a swamp, which, to be honest, looks good. You search for a stolen artifact has brought you to the edge of the Mare of Dead Men. Well, we know it's not the fact. They are here in a gorge, in a crevasse, and have gone down these stairs to the entrance of the dungeon. And the first thing they see, even before they start getting into the dungeon, is that it's guarded by an underdark basilisk. As they are nearing the entrance of the dungeon, going down the stairs, they see in the back that there is actually a lot of statues of a lot of creatures. There's a dryad petrified somewhere near the entrance, and the level of details on this dryad is quite surprisingly high. You wouldn't expect statues at the entrance of a lair of a demon to be that detailed and to be really showing a panel of attackers or of adventurers, and this dryad seemed to have been petrified. So they know, or at least they suspect, Karuk is the first to suspect that there might be a basilisk in the vicinity. Or, my friend, look at this dryad. I don't think we'll come here without a problem. It's certainly a basilisk that has killed her. You, priest Barwin, can you do anything for her? Well, I can check, my friend, but I don't think my god has not given me the power to help in that particular stuff. I can heal your wounds, but I don't think I can cure her. Ah, that is a problem. Hey, listen, everybody. Do you hear it? This skittering that's coming nearer to us? Ah, you are right. That is the sound of a basilisk. Probably an underdark basilisk. We need to cover our eyes and only fight by the sound. Oh, my dear friends, you know that I need to see stuff to do magic. I'm gonna get back, alright? It's always the same with you. Always getting in the back whenever you can. Well, I'm no use in the front anyway. That you are right. And with that words, Karuk just binds his eyes, gets his mace out because he knows his crossbow won't do a lot, and prepares for the fight. Wop, 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 come here, you basilisk! I'm gonna kick your ass! And the basilisk, hearing Karuk, knows it must be the chef, the boss of that group, and just goes straight for him, hoping to petrify him as soon as possible. And at the same time, Zalnad has covered his eyes too, has got a feel for the terrain, and just got around and uses his spear dagger to attack the basilisk. And being attacked from both sides, even by adversaries that cannot see what they are fighting or how they are fighting, is too much for the basilisk. And the entrance of the basilisk is just free. And the first room of the dungeon smells awfully, really bad. And no wonder, somewhere in a corner of the room, a half-dead manticore is lying down. A part of the manticore is petrified, and a part of it is very bloody. Its tail, with the spikes, has been cut down, apparently, and it's losing blood, a lot of blood, through this appendix. And just near the manticore is a halfling druid, having his hand, or her hand, on the creature and murmuring stuff that our adventurers can't really understand. Who are you and what are you doing here? Well, I am Gretchen Titchwillow, and I have sensed a very big danger within this region, so I came and tried to, pacify the whole the whole area to have nature come back to its original state and be better.
And what are you doing with that manticore?
Well, that manticore was a guardian in here, and I may have fought the manticore to get in, but it's still a creature, and I still think it should get a proper burial, or at least a proper ending. Yeah, there. I know it's hurting, but it will be soon over.
Wouldn't it be better just to kill it?
Well, life is precious. Every minute of it is precious. And even though I had to kill the manticore, in the end I think it's up to her to choose when she'll die.
To choose?
Well, she doesn't have much of a choice anymore, but she can hold on to the situation as long as she wants, or just let it go, and when she let it go, it will be over.
That is very interesting. And how much time do you think it will take before it dies?
Well, I think it's about minutes. And you? What are you doing here?
Well, it's a bit of the same. Our group is here to try and kill the Demogorgon that has been roaming the land here and helping the beholder that lives around here. It's probably its direct lieutenant or something.
Oh, all right. Yes, that could be. Well, I know you hadn't expected me here, but maybe I could give you some insight about the region. I've been living around here for a while.
You have? Oh, yes, that would be very interesting.
Well, my people also lived here in the vicinity for a long time, so I might know a bit. Oh, you are part of those that left. All right, yes. It was a very sad time. I belong to the same tribe as you, and I was part of the people that decided to get under, leave the villages, and just disappear from the surface of the region to not be seen by the beholder and, well, keep the fight alive as much as we could. That is very mighty good of you. How did you get that? Well, to be honest, we have not achieved a lot in our fight against the beholder. To be honest, I thought the beholder was down here. I lost someone that was very near to me, very dear to me in the last time, and I have somewhat lost the will to continue without fighting, so I decided to take a more frontal approach. You went here by yourself to kill the Demogorgon? Well, I thought it was the beholder, so yeah, somehow, yeah. You are crazy. That could never work.
You are really crazy. Even as four, we are not sure we can take them on.
Well, I don't know. Maybe I could join you, and with my insight, my knowledge of the region and so on, maybe we could fight the good fight. Well, I've not spoken a lot now, but I am Ember, and I am a wizard. And if there is anything I can do for you, I'd be certainly willing to do anything to help you. Well, let's just get on. You know, danger is in the vicinity. As I said, I lost a very, very dear friend of mine. Um, he was a druid like me, and he always stayed away from sight from the beholder and his minions through changing himself into some squirrels. He loved those squirrels, and he never expected a squirrel to rat him out. And that's actually what happened. Not directly, but one wizard that was working for the beholder just spoke with one of the squirrels and understood that there must be a druid at work that was changing himself into a squirrel. So they started killing all the squirrels at sight, and well, I've found my friend, the druid, with 8 arrows in his body, and well, I'm quite sure of what happened. So, anyway, I know for a fact that there is a dragon in this dungeon. I have heard, or at least I have bought from a merchant a map of this place, and the Skullport merchant told me that the Demogorgon is trying to raise a small blue dragon, and that this small blue dragon is somewhere in the dungeon.
Well, we have fought against a dragon before, and to be sure, we can do good against these creatures. Let's get on to the next room. We'll probably find your dragon soon.
But in the next room, what they find is someone who seemed to be humanoid, at least.
Who are you and what are you doing here, you elf?
Hello, my dear friend. I've been waiting for you for a while now. I am really happy that you have arrived. Come here, Flumph, and help me fight these intruders. You must be Karok, and Karok, I will kill you and get the bounty that is on your head.
What? A bounty on my head? Well, I love that.
Be careful, my friend. A Flumph is a flying jellyfish. It's quite dangerous. Don't let it come too near. Don't let it come in your vicinity. You are in a great danger if you do. Well, I'll take care of that. And with a big jump, Zanad comes to the top of the room near the ceiling and starts slashing at the jellyfish. That doesn't seem to be good at flying sideways, only up and down. And at the same time, the whole rest of the group attacks the warlock. And the warlock doesn't seem to mind at first, and they quite quickly understand why. The warlock is just an illusion, and as soon as it disappears, everybody knows, oh, it was the dragon that had cast a spell and had taken the time in between to buff him out, casting a few spells on himself, and arrived in the room. Sadly, for the dragon, the jellyfish was already badly damaged by Zalnat when it arrived in the room, so it had to fight against Karuk, Ember, Barrowin, and Gretchen at the same time. Being a dragon inside was not the easiest fight for the dragon. Its lightning breath did damage, a lot of damage on everybody, but in the end, the whole group survived. And it is thanks to the last spare dagger of Zalnat that in the end the dragon was slain. Sadly for them, this was a very young dragon that had not had yet found the time to gather a big treasure. So they continued searching for a treasure, and in the end they found somewhere an invocation room. A gigantic pentagram was on the floor, and lots of blood within the pentagram, as if it was a few centimeters deep pentagram into the stone, and that it was filled with blood. And in the middle of this pentagram was a big chair, and in this throne was the Demogorgon waiting for them for a final fight. And the first thing the Demogorgon did was to cast spells, doing a lot of images of itself, filling the room with enemies. Everybody knew they were illusions, but still, you couldn't know which one you were fighting. So, Ember had the idea of calling upon the Root Runner, and from around the gigantic pentagram, there were roots growing from who knows where and starting to attack all the different Demogorgons. And surely it did not a lot of damage to the real Demogorgon, but it dispelled all the images. And the Demogorgon was not really thrilled about that. So the fight continued on, and it was a very, very long, tiring fight. In the end, quite everybody was already down, and only Karuk was still alive, well and kicking against the Demogorgon. And it's by pure chance that he landed the last blow on the creature, giving healing potions to all of his friends so that they would not die. But as soon as he came back to the Demogorgon to take his head off or do something to make the fight terminal for the Demogorgon, it appeared to him that the Demogorgon had teleported or that his body had been sent back to the 9L, to the 9 levels of hell. Still, it was a win. The Demogorgon would not be able to come back anytime soon, and this region of around the Hill of the Lost Souls would be now much more secure. One of the hotspots of evil having been eradicated. So the whole group took back the stairs up to get some rest, some well-needed rests, recharge their batteries, and maybe attack the beholder frontally next time. So, ladies and gentlemen, and all others, that's all for today. We have finished this booster. Use all the cards. Used cards that we had used before, but just as examples. I am really happy that you were all here. I'll stay a few minutes in the chat if you have questions afterwards. I'm streaming 3 times a week on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 4 p.m. Berlin time, which is 10 a.m. in New York. So if you're in the US, you might know what that means. But I also put the replays on video on demand on YouTube. So if you want to watch the whole story and everything, anytime, I'm really happy to have you. Anyhow, that's all for today. Thank you for watching. If you are watching this on YouTube, it'd be really nice if you could subscribe and put a thumb up for the video. And we'll see you next week. We'll see you next week on Tuesday for the last part of the adventures of Karuk, Ember, Barrowin, and Zalnad. So thanks for watching and see you soon.